And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream where I answer your questions about cell phone plans and help you pick out the best plan possible for your needs or get the newest phone at the best price possible. Before diving into it, we've got to welcome some friendly faces joining us here in the chat today. We've got Voodoo. Welcome. Great to see you here. Appreciate you joining in. Oh, no. Tommy is, hey guys, what is up? He says he's sick. Tommy, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better. It's never fun being under the weather, so I hope you have a quick recovery. And Gabriel says the only thing that makes Monday half bearable. Yes, happy to be a good part of the start to the week. So, yeah, Tommy, I think maybe you should give everyone else some space in the chat. We don't want to be spreading any disease or sickness. We want everyone to be healthy. So, I don't know, throw a mask on, try not to spread your sickness to everyone joining us. And we do have a lot of people joining in. G. Pariani, great to see you in the chat. We've got Luke here. Colby is here. Welcome. Max is here. Great to see you. We've got the Shadinator. I have Verizon. Mark is here. Great to see you, Mark. Hello from Iowa. Hello from Colorado. Nice to see you. Did anyone else get snow today? Gabriel saying 6 feet. Not sure what that is in reference to. Max, what happened to the background lights? If you actually go back to last week's stream, I've rotated the desk 180 degrees. So last week, the desk was over there, and it was looking back this way. This week, the desk is here, and we were looking back that way. So I've been experimenting with the desk position and didn't have time to move the background lights. So we just have the white light bar in the background for this stream. Evidently a common question though. Tommy, appreciate you. TGIM, not something you hear often, but Diana, great to hear that. Kevin also has his mask on. I appreciate you guys keeping everyone healthy. No snow in Montana. Voodoo got a flu shot. That is, that's a good way to kind of veer off some of the sickness. 3.5 inches in Newton. Yeah. My family, also in Massachusetts, was sending me some photos of snow this morning, and that looked really pretty. We got a little bit of snow here in Colorado, but it is pretty much all melted at this point. So we've got the Shadinator asking, chat, do you have Verizon, or do you like AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile? I think I can actually put a poll up for that. If you guys are curious, the chat as you are, and you want to vote on which, I guess, carrier, brand, provider you prefer. And I know a lot of you, at least I hope a lot of you, have a prepaid carrier and are saving a bunch of money. But even if you are not, we will get a chat going and you can answer which carrier you prefer. And we'll do AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. I've got to say, Verizon, they had a tough couple of weeks, especially with the outage and everything like that. So hopefully things bounce back. Oof, man, Tommy, I am so sorry about that. 63 degrees. You might even need a jacket for that if you're going outside. So hopefully it warms up and hopefully you're able to survive those frigid temperatures. Pink pill isn't a miracle pill. Verizon UW is crazy fast. It is so true. Actually, what were we looking at before? I think we were looking at speeds in Australia. So one of the things that we did with Coverage Map is we launched internationally. Oops, let me go ahead and actually get the map on screen. That's going to be a helpful illustration here. So we launched the map internationally, and you can now go and select different countries. And I remember last week we were looking at Australia, and I was completely blown away by the ultra wideband speeds in Australia. I don't know where they are. Thankfully, we have a speed filter. It was over 5,000 megabits per second. So let's do that. Yeah, look at this. 5,011 megabits per second for the download speed. This is on, let's do best download, Telstra. in Australia. My mind is blown, you guys. That is absolutely insane. Any plans to expand coverage map to India? I think we already are in India. India, boom, we are. That answers your question, yes. Or no, we don't have plans. We already have. We have executed on the plans. Let's remove that speed filter. And boom, you can see India is starting to get mapped in. Of course, very few data points at the moment because we just launched and basically haven't told anyone about this. So if you live in India, if you know someone in India who is interested in how fast their cellular data speeds are, consider letting them know about the Coverage Map project, and they can run a test, download the app, and it will work perfectly. So pretty exciting, honestly, to have it out. We didn't really make a huge announcement because, well, this is not a whole lot of data to be really helpful at the moment, but hopefully as people discover this and start to use it, we'll see all of this information get filled in, and it'll be really, really cool to see. So yes, we are in India. Luke is saying, can you look at zip code 77089? I've been mapping all the carriers. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead, pop back to United States. And punch in that zip code for you, Luke. 77089. Houston, Texas. I was like going to try and guess. This is one of the well-mapped areas you can see. Let's actually go through carrier by carrier here. So AT&T, and we'll do maybe the carrier map. Looks like it's kind of got some super fast speeds. We're looking at best upload. So let's do best download. There we go. That's way better. Super fast speeds. They've got their 5G plus network rolled out. It looks awesome. Very well filled in too. If we punch over to T-Mobile, 5G UC is rolled out. Also very fast speeds. Over 1,000 megabits per second. Always impressive to see that on a cellular network. Like, guys, these speeds are now faster than a lot of home internet plans. And I guess even if home internet providers do offer a plan that's gigabit per second speeds, sometimes people don't pay for that. They don't really need it. They go with a 100 by 100 plan, or that might be optimistic for some of the cable providers. It'd be like a 100 by 5 plan, or a 300 by 10 plan, or a 600 by 20 plan, or whatever they offer. The fact you get these speeds on cellular, this is impressive. This is impressive stuff, and you don't have to pay extra for it, which is super cool. And if we pop over to Verizon, yeah, they've got 5G UW. Looks like Verizon has, at least to my eyes, more gaps than the other networks, so it could be filled in even more. But yeah, it looks awesome. Definitely appreciate you, Luke. This area is definitely getting mapped out quite nicely, and it's really cool to see all the networks get filled in. We have someone asking about Tello, $10 for unlimited. Yeah, I think we do need to cover Tello. They have an awesome promotion going on right now where their unlimited plan is just $10 a month for your first 6 months. Now, the big caveat is that this is not a true unlimited plan. It's still a great value, but it's not true unlimited. So if we go to, I think the best way to show this is the Best Phone Plans website, because it just lays out all the information nicely, and I appreciate that. So the Tello unlimited plan, again, normal price $25, currently on sale $10 a month for your first 6 months. That's absolutely insane. And I believe it's monthly. Like, you're not committing to 6 months up front. You're just paying $10 per month for 6 months. What do you get? You're getting 50 gigs of high-speed data, which is awesome. This says data stops. I think data speeds are just slowed to, I want to say 512 kilobits per second, but it might be slower. So it says, yeah, data speeds reduced after 50 gigs, so I've got to update that. It's either going to be 256 kilobits per second or 512. I think from the Mint Mobile lawsuit that happened, unlimited is now at least 512 kilobits per second. So that would be my guess. I haven't tested that. Still, $10 a month for 50 gigs is insane. It is deprioritized QCI 7, 10 gigs of hotspot, 480p video, no support for a watch. I guess you could technically throw a Tello SIM and a tablet. I don't know if there's anything against that. it likely would work. I think you can put Mint Mobile plans in a tablet. Actually, I know you can because I popped mine in a tablet and it worked. And they also have some pay-per-use international rates and free international calls to over 60 countries. So $10 a month for all of this is a fantastic value. Honestly, I think the only other plans that might come close, let's quickly take a look here. So we're looking for coverage, T-Mobile, and I guess just like the cheapest options. Maybe we'll do like data 30 gigs and unlimited. It looks like Metro by T-Mobile. This is still going to be $25, right? US Mobile 1660 with code SUPER199. That actually might be changed because US Mobile has a different promo every week. They are doing half off. Holy smokes. Wait, am I reading this right? Unlimited premium for $16.30 per month? That's got to be a typo. Oh my God, it's not. With a port-in on Darkstar. Dang, that's so good. This might be like either the best or the second best promo US Mobile has offered. Anyway, that's AT&T only, so looks like the other plans are not currently on sale. Unfortunate. Just makes Tello a better value. In fact, I think the only real competitor to Tello right now would be Mint Mobile's unlimited plan. And you can get it for $15 for your first year. So a little bit more expensive, probably $17.50-ish per month after tax for your first year. But you're bumping up from 50 gigs to truly unlimited high-speed data, which is really nice. Same QCI 7 deprioritized data. You do get 50 gigs of QCI 7 before unlimited QCI 9. 20 gigs of hotspot, so double the hotspot of Tello, which is really nice. Same 480p video, and I'd say worse international features objectively. They have some roaming add-ons, but I think the real perk with Tello is you get the international calling included for free, and so that's really nice. We do have a super chat coming in, so G. Priani, thank you so much. Any plans to allow submitting coverage map tests from Windows? I'd like to submit tests from my LTE Windows tablet, and some laptops have LTE. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't think we have a way to do that. It's probably not going to be a big priority for us because, how many cellular Windows users are there? We're probably looking at, one of the only right now. Maybe I'm mistaken on that, but probably, look, I would love to support them, but it just might not happen very soon. I think a big priority for us right now is just supporting as many countries as possible and bringing this tool to as many regions as possible. So, yeah, unfortunately, I think cellular phones is going to be our primary focus in the short term. Tommy's saying 0.001% market share of cellular devices. Yeah. And I feel like, look, I may be mistaken, but I feel like the cellular modems in laptops might not be as good, or they could be better because they have bigger antennas, perhaps. I remember someone, it was either on X or one of my videos, had commented, I think it was the Z Fold 7 was getting better cellular performance just because of how big the phone was. And apparently the bigger antennas or the longer antennas helped improve speeds and reception. So that is interesting. Let's take a look at that poll that we have going on right now. Which is your favorite carrier? Right now, T-Mobile, surprisingly in the lead right now, 46%. Verizon, a close second, 40%. AT&T, wow. This is actually so interesting and funny to me. Hopefully my sentiment towards AT&T is not rubbed off on the podcast, but I think in many areas they're fantastic. Nationwide, they're arguably a fantastic network, fast speeds, great coverage. But man, in Colorado, are they have not been impressing me, to say the least. So what I'm curious right now is, who do you think, let's end this poll, who do you think is the best branding for 5G, right? Let's start this poll. Or mid-band 5G. What is the best branding for mid-band 5G? That will be 5G UC, 5G UW, and then 5G plus. And then pretty soon, knowing AT&T, it'll be 6GE. You guys know it's coming. We're going to see a 6GE icon in our phones pretty soon here. I feel like it's about time for that. So yeah, that is super funny. Their approval ratings mirror their coverage dominance. Is this for T-Mobile or AT&T? I'd be curious. Hopefully they do catch up. T-Mobile is the only one to properly support my international import phone. Yeah, T-Mobile, I think, does do a better job at allowing other devices on their network. Verizon, you have to go through, my understanding is a very strict device certification process to get that device approved on the Verizon network. And AT&T, they're just weird about certain things like visual voicemail or HD voice, also known as voice over LTE. Getting those features to work on certain phones just like sometimes doesn't happen. And even unlocked devices can sometimes run into issues there as well. So here we go. All right, we've got a question coming in from Kevin, best carrier for 75 to 11. My guess is we're also going to be in Texas for this. So I'll be curious. Well, we get 75 to 11. Dallas, Texas. If you're in the city, yeah, probably all of them in this area. Mountain Creek Lake. I mean, the speeds here, we're looking at best. Let's do maybe average. Still looks fantastic for average speeds. Yeah, 200, 115, 454. Fantastic. Let's actually go to Coverage Map and look up the location. This will give us more information. And we have an unfortunate update here. We removed the Dish and US Cellular cards because those networks have effectively merged. Dish effectively shut off, more or less, becoming the AT&T network. And then US Cellular, of course, joining T-Mobile. But looking at these speeds, I mean, phenomenal performance on all three networks, 100% coverage in that zip code, 237.3 megabits per second median download speed on AT&T, 356.2 median speeds on T-Mobile, 188.8 megabit per second median speeds on Verizon. AT&T and T-Mobile showing 10 out of 10 reliability. So I would probably lean towards one of those two carriers. If you're looking for a great family plan, AT&T directly is fantastic. If you're looking for a single line plan, well, coincidentally, US Mobile is offering this insane promo half off right now. Either their unlimited premium or unlimited starter plans would be excellent. So definitely great option if you're looking for a single line on AT&T. T-Mobile, I mean, we just talked about Tello's $10 per month for 6 months with their unlimited plan. So they're going to be a fantastic option. And of course, we got to give Mint a shout out. 50% off their unlimited plan is outrageous. $15 a month. Like, what if Mint just made their unlimited plan $15? That'd be superb. No discount needed. Unreal. I think the problem is they need the discount to like generate press and news about it and things such as that. So either way, for new customers, fantastic option. And Kevin, I hope that's helpful for you. And yeah, we definitely have to pour one out for Dish and US Cellular. We can also chunk up to Dallas and maybe even Dallas County. Yeah, same deal. I mean, all of them are fantastic. I'd probably lean a little bit more towards T-Mobile first. I feel like AT&T is good in Texas. Maybe it's because their headquarters is there, but I would lean towards T-Mobile or AT&T. So there we go. US Mobile also has a family promo with code Bring Your Own Family. It's a weird breakdown. I was reading about that. I don't have the full breakdown off the top of my head. 5GE is LTE plus. I know. AT&T is, they're ridiculous. They just skip mentioning it. Tommy, you're right. I probably should have added that, but it is 4G. The best label of 5G is misbranded 4G. How is that poll doing? Let's do a quick check-in. A lot of people are liking 5G ultra wideband. That is kind of nice because it is literally what the technology is. Like, it is ultra wideband frequencies. So it's kind of nice and aptly named. UC ultra capacity, like, I almost think T-Mobile did it because UC and UW, it sounds ridiculous, but those two look very similar in your status bar, at least to me, when you're just glancing at your phone. UC and UW look very similar. And then 5G Plus, I'm okay with that. I think it signifies that, you're a tier above, but yeah, when you're connected to 5G UW, you just know you're getting something special, a little something extra. Michael saying, yes, I hate that policy in 5G era of companies whitelisting phones. They want to make it harder and harder for people to be able to switch, removing physical SIM slots with iPhones and pixels in the US. Yeah. AT&T Mexico review when? I haven't booked a Mexico trip yet, but I've heard amazing things about it. So maybe that's in my future. A little business expense trip to Mexico, quick tax write-off. Could be. I feel like I have a lot to do here in the US still though, so definitely going to be focusing on that. I have Mint Mobile and it is showing 5G UC. Yeah, Bill, it turns out the newest, actually not the newest, it was like a couple iOS versions ago, but at one point, one of the newer iOS versions, 26. What are we on right now? Checking my phone. We are on iOS 26.2. So I think it was iOS 26. It was either 26.2 or like 26.1. whatever. But it added the 5G UC icon for T-Mobile MVNOs. And this is the MVNO carrier bundle that Mint, Tello, US Mobile, pretty much all of the prepaid carriers are using. So now they will show 5G UC in the status bar. They could all already connect and use 5G UC. They were just not showing that label in your phone status bar. So it's nice that you get to see that finally. US Mobile annual deal thoughts. Yeah, Ryan, we were kind of touching on it. It's shockingly good. They have not slowed down on the promos. In fact, it feels like they're just putting the pedal to the metal for their promotions and discounts. I feel like we've seen a new one every week for the last year, and they're not slowing down. So this current promo is 50% off unlimited premium. $16.30 a month is, again, just unreasonably good. It's $195 up front, which is not that much more expensive than Mint's plan, right? So Mint is $180 up front. After taxes and fees, I think this is closer to like $220, I want to say, or maybe $200. So US Mobile includes all taxes and fees, likely around the same price or a couple bucks cheaper. All you have to do is activate a new line and port in a phone number and activate on the Dark Star, so the AT&T network. But if you do all that, you'll get an insane price for your first year, which is mind-blowing. And what does this plan include? It includes most of this. Excuse me. It does not support smartwatches, though. So again, just like very confusing, in my opinion. I almost wish US Mobile would add like a toggle here, like Dark Star, Light Speed, Warp. Not that anyone would know what those are when they land on the page, but for me, it would be nice because it kind of separates things. Either way, I separate everything myself on the Best Phone Plans website. So if we just go ahead, let's toggle those off and just do US Mobile Unlimited Premium. And this is going to be Dark Star. And let's go ahead and pop the coverage to allow all networks. And bam, this is it. This is the plan. We will do, I actually have to update the promo code now. But effectively, $16.30 a month, unreal. You're getting unlimited high-speed data, and this is priority data. So exact same network experience as AT&T on AT&T Unlimited Extra and AT&T Unlimited Premium PL. 200 gigs of usable hotspot data. This is, of course, tiered hotspot data. Well, not of course. I don't know how anyone would know that. But you're getting 100 gigs at full speed. Then you're getting your next 100 gigs at 8 megabits per second. And then you get unlimited at 600 kilobits per second. From my testing, I feel 600 kilobits per second is basically unusable. So for me, 200 gigs of usable high-speed hotspot. 4K video, if you enable the data waster mode, you're also getting free international texting, free international calls, 200 minutes, 250 texts, and 20 gigs in Canada and Mexico, and 200 minutes, 250 texts, and 20 gigs in 67 countries. I actually think US Mobile has increased this now. If we pop over to international data, we're going to Darkstar. It is, so they say 110 plus destinations, but 30 are data only. So 110 minus 30 is going to give us 80 countries where you're likely getting talk, text, and data roaming included for free, which is insane. I mean, right, AT&T, you guys know how much AT&T charges for their international roaming? So AT&T's International Day Pass, it is a great pass, unlimited talk, text, and data, but $12 a day. Guys, you go on a 10-day trip, that is $120 extra on top of your regular 70, 80, or I think 85 is actually the top tier plan, but 65, 75, or $85 a month price. That's like $200 a month for one line for AT&T while traveling abroad. $200. And US Mobile's like, yeah, you can grab our plan with premium data for $16.30 a month, and it comes with international roaming. Like, guys, that is too good to be true. That is too good to be true. Oh, interesting. Blind Jedi Master 1110 is saying, I think I'm starting to like N77 better than N41. It could be. It could be. G. Pariani, thank you so much again for your generosity and support. Stay on US Mobile Flex or move to Mobile X10 Annual. So that's a fantastic question. What are we looking at here? So for mobile, US Mobile Flex, $17.50 a month, and you're getting 10 gigs of high-speed data. So if I were to reframe this question, it would be, what is the best cell phone plan with 10 gigs of high-speed data or more per month? And what network do you want for coverage? Honestly, I think a top contender is going to be Tello's unlimited plan. Now, this is going to switch you from, actually don't know what you're on with US Mobile Flex, but this would be on the T-Mobile network. If you do get good T-Mobile service in your area, then $10 a month for 50 gigs is going to be phenomenal. I don't think you're going to find a better deal than that. And then you can switch afterwards. In terms of some other options, let's go ahead, crunch some numbers here. Data is going to be 10 gigs. So we'll pop this off and do 10 gigs. And we're looking for the best rate. Oh, guys, this was crazy to me. I've been updating the Best Phone Plans website. I can actually show you that. I'm getting close. Not that close. I'm like maybe 50% through all of the updates. But let me go ahead and find this. Yeah, here we go. And is this shared? Copy link. Perfect. Okay. So bottom line, I am updating the Best Phone Plans website, keeping it fresh for you guys, making sure the data is current. Let's go ahead and zoom in 150% here, maybe even 200%, so you can read this. Anyway, I note all of the updates. And what's fascinating to me, year over year, is we typically see prices go down and data amounts go up. And so I've noted this here. One of the carriers that had some insane updates was Leica Mobile. So they switched recently from the T-Mobile network to the AT&T network, and their plans are just absurdly priced right now. So I noted the changes, right? 3 gigs to 5 gigs, 5 gigs to 8 gigs, 10 gigs to 15 gigs, 12 gigs to 18 gigs, 15 gigs to 25 gigs. Like, these are pretty big jumps. But what's crazy are the annual discounts. So again, kind of highlighting the 3-month plans here. You can pay $10 a month and get 18 gigs. Now, that's not going to be Tello's 50 gigs, but Leica Mobile is on the AT&T network, so you can get AT&T coverage. Now, another option that you mentioned, Mobile X. Their unlimited plan, the unlimited 10 plan, if you go with that annual option, drops the price down to as low as $12 a month before taxes and fees. And I think I did add in estimated taxes for all of these. So if we toggle that on, yeah, $12.70 a month, Mobile X Unlimited 10 annual. Okay, if you're willing to pay annually, I mean, this straight up saves you $5 a month over US Mobile. That's a phenomenal, phenomenal deal. So I would definitely lean towards that. And as a bonus, you can use all 10 gigs as hotspot data, if I remember correctly. And US Mobile, only 5 gigs of hotspot. Mobile X, definitely a top contender here. We've also got Smartless Mobile. They're doing $10 a month for your first 6 months. I would probably go with Tello Mobile myself. Like, why settle for 10 gigs when you can get 50 gigs? That said, I do think Smartless somehow has better international features, international calls to over 200 countries as opposed to 60. Yeah, so that is nuts. We're also going to throw in, hang on, Data Unlimited. I'm just so curious if we get some, yeah, Leica Mobile. God, this is what I'm telling you. Leica Mobile, Unlimited Plus, 3 months. For your first 3 months of service, 40 gigs of high-speed data for $15 a month, deprioritized on the AT&T network. I have 4K streaming here, but I might need to double check that. Thankfully, I can sign up and it will literally only cost me $15 a month for my first 3 months. It's just so good. I haven't tried. I mean, I've activated plans on the service. I haven't used Leica as a daily driver, I guess is what I would say. But their rates are insane. If we do long-term plans, like, again, some of these rates are just absurd. Like 25 gigs for 168 divided by 12, $14 a month. So good. Anyway, feel like I had to give him a shout. I think the answer to your question, G. Pirani, is I'm in your shoes. I'm looking at Tello and I'm looking at Mobile X Unlimited annual. I think those are going to be fantastic options. And if you're paying for US Mobile Flex, that's an annual plan anyway. So I would just switch to Mobile X. I think more flexibility, better pricing, and a great value. So I hope that's helpful. Eva Cody at 1249. Thank you so much for your generosity and support. With US Mobile Lightspeed QCI 7, is that faster than QCI 8 with Darkstar and Warp? Eva Cody, fantastic question. What is QCI and how does it work? I think the short answer to your question is you cannot compare QCI values between networks. So it turns out we're looking at 3 different networks here, right? Lightspeed, the T-Mobile network, Darkstar, the AT&T network, and Warp, the Verizon network. And I think the best way to explain this is to pull up some graphics I made on the Best Phone Plan site kind of a while ago. So I'll type in priority data, boom. And this walks through everything. So priority networks vary by network. Let's start with the Warp network. So on Warp, there are effectively 3 levels. QCI 7, this is likely reserved for first responder plans and business plans. I personally have not seen QCI 7 on Verizon. I have not tested that. I'm unsure which specific plans have that. I've just heard it's likely first responder plans and business plans. The 2 main ones that Verizon uses are QCI 8 and QCI 9. And you can see how old this graphic is because I made it when Verizon's plans were Verizon Play More, Do More, and Get More. The bottom line is QCI 8 is going to be priority data on the Verizon network. That's Verizon Unlimited Plus, Verizon Unlimited Ultimate. That's going to be Visible Plus, Visible Plus Pro. That's going to be US Mobile Unlimited Premium. That's going to be Xfinity Mobile Unlimited. A bunch of plans that have priority data. They're on QCI 8. QCI 9 is deprioritized. This is a lot of the other Verizon MVNOs. This is Verizon Unlimited Welcome. I think that's mostly it. All the MVNOs and Verizon Unlimited Welcome are going to be QCI 9, so deprioritized. When it comes to the AT&T network, they are doing something a little different. Oh, guys, remember when Unlimited Elite came with QCI 7? Good times. So AT&T, they've got 4 levels of QCI. Level 1, QCI 6. This is top dog priority, elite of the elite. This is business, well, what was formerly Business Elite and FirstNet. This might have changed because I know AT&T shuffled things up, and I'll talk about that more in a second. But bottom line, specific business plans and FirstNet are what I believe are getting QCI 6 today. The next tier is QCI 7, and this is priority number 2. This used to be AT&T Unlimited Elite. AT&T changed this. No plans that they offer right off the rip are on QCI 7, at least that I'm aware of. Instead, they made QCI 7 a paid add-on. So by default, no one is here. It's just crickets, but you can get something called AT&T Turbo. And this is what they are advertising as enhanced connectivity on the go. Instantly boost your phone's data performance for only $7 a month. And what they effectively did is they went and they removed Unlimited Elite from QCI 7 and made it a $7 add-on. Next, you have QCI 8. When AT&T says priority data, when MVNOs such as US Mobile, referring to their Dark Star network, list out priority data, this is what they are referring to. Okay, so this is going to be unlimited extra, unlimited premium PL. This is going to be most of the AT&T prepaid unlimited plans. It's going to be Cricket's, I think top plan is now truly unlimited priority. And some of the MVNOs that are offering priority data, US Mobile, Red Pocket, they're all sitting in that QCI 8 bucket. And then you have, wow, no one caught me on this, T-Mobile priority level 4. That is so embarrassing. I'm going to have to fix that. Like, first thing tomorrow. QCI 9 on AT&T. This is bottom of the barrel. So this is AT&T Unlimited Starter. This is like the entry-level prepaid unlimited plans. This is the entry-level Cricket Unlimited plan. And then if you get deprioritized, so this, is this still true? Hang on. Let's go to wireless and then plans. I'm just so used to T-Mobile and Verizon, just like, where are the phone plans? Here we go. Phone plans. That's what I want. Bam. Wow. This has actually changed. It used to be 100 gigs. I guess it's now 75. Anyway, after 75 gigs, AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. That means if you're on unlimited extra, you're starting out at QCI 8. After you use 75 gigs of data, you are bumped down to QCI 9. So that is the AT&T network. In a sense, actually very similar to Verizon. AT&T refers to QCI 8, general consumer priority, QCI 9, general consumer deprioritized. Next, we're going to hit T-Mobile. T-Mobile does things a little bit differently. QCI 6. This is the top dog priority level on T-Mobile. This is, oh, guys, throwback to the Magenta plans. Oh, so good. This is currently Experience More, Experience Beyond, all of the T-Mobile prepaid plans, all of the T-Mobile Connect plans, and Google Fi. So in order to get QCI 6 on T-Mobile, you need to have a plan from T-Mobile directly or Google Fi. Next is QCI 7. This is priority 2 on T-Mobile. This is going to be T-Mobile Essentials, Metro by T-Mobile, Mint Mobile, Ultra Mobile, US Mobile, Tello, all of the T-Mobile MVNOs, okay? They all start at QCI 7. But you'll notice some of the MVNOs, let's go to Mint's site, and here we go. At the bottom, you have this fine print. This fine sans serif font. Here we go. Unlimited customers using over 50 gigabytes a month may experience lower speeds during times of network congestion. So what does this mean in terms of the T-Mobile priority levels? Well, it means Mint Mobile customers are starting out at QCI 7, that tier 2 priority. After 50 gigabytes, you're going to get kicked down to QCI 9. This is rock bottom. I literally put an emoji of a rock because this is bottom of the barrel, slowest of the slow. Everyone else is above you if you're down here. And so, Eva Cody, to go back to your question, it's really not a fair comparison. Like, you're comparing, so QCI 7 is technically deprioritized, but it's the T-Mobile network. T-Mobile's got fantastic speeds and performance, right? You go to coveragemap.com. You're looking at, here we are. We were just in sort of the Dallas, Texas area. If we pop over to that best carrier color profile, You can see huge chunk of red, Verizon, and then you see large areas where T-Mobile is low-key crushing it. They have the fastest speeds, and you zoom out and that gets chunked up even more. So it doesn't matter if you have QCI 6 or QCI 7 on T-Mobile. If the network is pulling over 1 gig, 1,337 megabits per second, you're going to have fast speeds no matter what your QCI is. And it's also kind of different where QCI 8 on Darkstar and Warp, those are the priority levels or priority data that is effectively priority data on AT&T and priority data on Verizon. So even though QCI 7 is usually above QCI 8 and 9, I think in this context, QCI 8 is technically priority data on Darkstar and Warp, which is likely a little bit better than QCI 7 on the T-Mobile network on Lightspeed. But again, it all varies by location. I should redo all of these now that we're on this page. Like, it'd be fun to see how everything stacks up, get some new devices, do side by side, and I can flex the new coverage map feature. I can't even remember if I showed this on the last stream or not, but we just launched this insane feature in the Coverage Map app. Launched to our pro users, I should say. It's currently, I mean, it's actually looking pretty good. I think we'll probably release it pretty soon here. But we launched this, hang on 1 second, 2 seconds. There we go. Bam. It's a little clustered. But we have this new cellular info tab. And this gives you all of the information about the primary band you're connected to for service, any neighbor bands that are there, the RSRP values, the routing information, and we also have an advanced view. So if I toggle that on and close this out, you get even more data. I mean, just heaps and heaps and heaps of data to really help you understand your connection. So I could potentially show this, show that the phones are connected to the same tower, show what bands they're connected to, run the priority tests, and see how everything shakes out, which is really, really cool. And if I go ahead and start this, you should see that it's on visible. Yeah, you can see it aggregated band 2 and band N77 now. And we're using those for the connection. And speeds are not good, to say the least. But super cool to see that. And you can see band 2 and N77 right there, your primary band, your secondary band. It has been so cool learning about this. And if you're curious, like, what does all of this mean? We have a question mark icon up here and full explanations on what all of the information means so you can understand exactly what is being shown here. And again, this is live right now for pro users who have access to the beta, which is all pro users. If you don't, just like message me on Discord or something. And we think it's really cool. We're probably going to bring it to more people very, very soon here. Anyway, Eva Cody, that was a very long-winded answer. Appreciate your generosity and support. And let's move on to more. AT Shields, Tommy, how's it going? Should I pay $16 to Uber Eats a literal gallon of miso soup or scrounge the fridge for leftovers? Man. All right, I'm no miso soup metric connoisseur, okay? To me, $16 for a literal gallon seems pretty good. And let's be real, it's Monday at, 5:50 p.m. Pacific time. Probability that you have tasty-looking leftovers, I think, is pretty low. I don't know you super well, but that's my guess. If it was my household, it would be pretty low. I was actually out of food today and needed to cook. I made some chili this evening for dinner. I would Uber Eats the miso soup. I feel like if I'm sick, I've got the snuffles, I'm under the weather, the miso soup would hit hard. It would be so good. Challenge is, how do they deliver it? What kind of container is it in? And then getting the soup into a different container that you want to enjoy. But I would Uber Eats it for sure. The Chaz 8080, thank you so much for your generosity and support. This microphone is falling over. Is AT&T FirstNet worth it? I would say yes. It is a fantastic plan, fantastic deal. Sorry, hopefully this audio is not totally ruined. Okay. The Jazz, as I was saying, AT&T FirstNet is a fantastic value. I actually just updated the FirstNet plans on the Best Phone Plans website, so they are crispy and fresh and appropriately labeled now, or appropriately named, and hopefully show up. Discounts, yeah, they're all there. Oh, maybe if I just do FirstNet. Boom. So the two plans are FirstNet Unlimited and FirstNet Unlimited Extra. Real big difference, $5 a month. $5 a month more for Unlimited Extra, and you're going from no hotspot to included hotspot and 4K video. I think if you're going FirstNet, it's worth it to pay the $5 extra, $48 for honestly a phenomenal plan. Unlimited priority, unlimited hotspot, 4K video streaming. You can add a watch and tablet if you wanted to. Kind of pricey in my opinion. I almost feel like I should double check these numbers because that's outrageous. $25 for a watch. Like, what are they doing over there? They are including international roaming at Canada and Mexico. I think you get, it might be unlimited. I know for Cricket and a lot of the AT&T prepaid plans, they've started capping the Canada and Mexico roaming data at 25 gigs. So it could be something to keep an eye on. And international roaming, man, I'm going to have to check this too. AT&T postpaid just threw them under the bus a little bit. $12 a day. It used to be $10 a day. It's now $12 a day for international roaming. Unsure if that is updated at all for FirstNet. So I'm going to check that and make a mental note. Actually, I'm going to make a physical note, pen and paper. Check FirstNet roaming costs. Either way, phenomenal plan. I will say, though, it is possible to get many of these same features at a better price. And if you're watching this right now, I think you know what it is. It's US Mobile, right? With the discount, and even without the discount, US Mobile Unlimited Premium is outrageously good, right? So $16.30 a month. I still can't believe that every time. Like, why did I switch? I'm paying $25 a month right now for US Mobile. Maybe I should just port out and port back. Either way, $16.30 a month. Phenomenal plan, phenomenal price. And what is that? US Mobile Unlimited Premium Dark Star. It's at the point where, like, if you want AT&T coverage, US Mobile is just such a good option. Annual, currently on sale. I've got to update that. And then even the monthly is $35 a month, which is less than FirstNet. Same unlimited priority. The 200 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs full speed, 100 gigs, 8 megabits per second. That's probably going to be plenty for most people. Same 4K video streaming as FirstNet. And I would argue better international features. International texting, free international calling. The international in Canada and Mexico, 20 gigs, and 20 gigs in what I believe is now 90 countries, which is nuts. I'll update that too. US Mobile Dark Star roaming. Boom. And we do have to give a shout out to Red Pocket. Red Pocket just updated their plan. It's pretty good, you guys. Oh, hang on. All the way at the bottom? Yep. Red Pocket, unlimited premium AT&T, $30 a month plus tax for the monthly option. You're getting 50 gigs of high speed before unlimited at 150 megabits per second. I don't even know why there's a cap at this point. I mean, I think 150 megabits per second is fast enough for everything you need. So seems great. I tested this plan personally, got 4K video. Awesome to see that. 10 gigs of hotspot. That's actually on the lower end, but hopefully good enough in a pinch. And I would say a little bit weaker international, no international texting. You do get free international calling to over 80 countries. You get 10 gigs in Canada and Mexico and 10 gigs in over 60 countries. So they do have it, and it is a very affordable monthly rate. So kind of up to you. I still think AT&T FirstNet can be a phenomenal option. The plan is a great plan. And you might be able to save a little bit of money with some of the prepaid carriers. So I hope that is helpful to Chaz. And if you have FirstNet, I'm kind of curious what you think. We also got to take a quick look at the poll here. How is the poll going? Interesting. It's very evened out a lot more. 5G UW is preferred, 38%. Second place, 5G Plus, 34%. And last place, 5G UC, 28%. Yeah, something about connecting to a network that is just ultra capacity doesn't feel as cool to me as ultra wideband or just straight up 5G Plus. Anyway, we're going to end that. If you guys have another idea for a poll, you want to get some sentiment from the users, from the viewers, from the chat, I'm curious. Kevin's bringing up a really interesting point and something that I think is funny. Seems AT&T is very friendly with MVNOs. Kevin, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. And what's funny to me as someone who's been reviewing cell phone plans for over a decade now, if you can believe that, T-Mobile used to be the better carrier for MVNOs, right? We would have so many carriers on T-Mobile, Mint Mobile, Ultra Mobile, Tello, TPO Mobile. I'm sure a handful of others that may have gone by the wayside at this point. But now AT&T seems to be cutting MVNOs the best deal. So that is crazy. That is crazy. We have a couple more super chats we got to go through. Actually, just one from Kevin. Thank you so much. Which carrier enforces deprioritization the most? Kevin, this is an interesting question, kind of back on the priority levels. I think it's not which carrier enforces deprioritization the most, because it's all enforced. I would say it's on which network are you most likely to notice the impacts of deprioritization. And from my testing, I would say the answer is Verizon LTE. If you are on the Verizon network and you're on LTE, at least a couple years ago, that was where I felt you were most likely to notice the difference between having priority QCI 8 and having deprioritized data at QCI 9. I remember at one point I was getting food with my friend Gabe. We were in Kanab, Utah, sitting in this Mexican restaurant, of course, on our phones as we are. And Gabe he couldn't use his phone. He was getting like maybe half a meg to 1 meg down, deprioritized QCI 9. I was rocking, I think it was US Mobile priority data, and I was getting like 5 megs down. And it was total, like I was able to use my phone. It took a while to load, but I was able to use my phone. And it was such a small town, I'm sure it was like, I don't know, just band 5 or something like that. Not a whole lot of capacity, not doing a good job reaching inside that Mexican restaurant. That's my take. I have heard from Gabe. He's funny enough, you'll see him on the leaderboard, but he got T-Mobile recently and was saying that QCI, so I think 6 to 7, not super noticeable, but anything to 9, very noticeable on T-Mobile. He was saying barely usable service on QCI 9. Again, like half a megabit per second to like maybe 2 or 3 megabits per second. And I think he had a QCI, it was a 6 or 7 plan, and it was getting like 60 megabits per second. So that's just what I've heard. But of course, this can vary by time of day, by location, by what type of device you have, and moment to moment. So I hope that is helpful, Kevin. And I would love to test that more. My game plan, here's what I'm thinking. I have a lot of things in the works, so I need to just do stuff and then actually get to this. But I think the game plan is get maybe 4 Pixel 9s. I think that'll be like cheapest phone and decent cellular modem. And with a Pixel 9, I can root it and then see the actual QCI values and show that to you guys, which I think would be pretty cool. Anyway, get those and can start going to different locations and testing out. Here's, QCI 6 versus 7 versus 9 on T-Mobile, or here's 7 versus 8 on Verizon, or 8 versus 9 on Verizon, and then 7 versus 8 versus 9 on AT&T. And I think that would be really cool to see. I'm also thinking I could do it with the, S25 or S24. The problem is I wouldn't be able to show QCI values. But those arguably have more popular cellular modems. So kind of curious what you guys think. I think seeing the QCI values would be pretty cool, but at the same time, Sometimes you can't even see the QCI values, even if you have a rooted phone. Just like something about the connection, it doesn't pull the QCI value up, and you're like, what are we doing here? All right, we got another. All right, the Chaz. Sorry, left important details in the chat. Can you copy and paste them? Let me see if I can find them for you. The Chaz. I wish I could like filter these. I live in Los Angeles, pretty reliable out there. Sorry, I might have missed this. Do you qualify? If you post a new comment with the summary, let me know and I will hop on that. Yeah, you do need to root. You do need to root to get the QCI access. All right, we got another super chat coming in from Big Tank 77. Appreciate you, Big Tank. I got that Z Fold and love it. Z Fold is awesome. Z Fold, it seems so cool. I'm tempted. I'm tempted, you guys. How much is it? How much do you think a Z Fold is right now? We're going to check my favorite site, the legend, swappa.com. Let's see what it's going for. Z Fold 7 unlocked. Wow. $1,221. $1,287. $1,050. Blue Shadow. Half a terabyte storage. That is nice. Welcome. Looks like it had a carbon fiber case. That's kind of nice. Yeah. Thinborn. Those are good cases, I think. Looks good to me. I mean, I would buy that. You know, maybe some scuffs on the bottom there, but I'm really struggling to see anything. And $1,050, like that's cheaper than what I paid for my iPhone, and has the same storage. That's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, you know what we got to check? Pixel Fold. Is it the 2? 10 Pro Fold. Unlocked. $1,989. $979. $958. Moonstone. It says good though. Good condition. I want like mint. I think the Z Fold 7 looks way nicer. Unlocked Moonstone mint. Yeah, this would be the move. It's funny the form factor of this phone, how they have to like square off the left edge corners, but then they're able to round off the right edge corners. I think that's funny. I think that's funny. Yeah, it looks like it's in mint condition. Dang. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Foldables are affordable. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Maybe affordable is the wrong word, but they're coming down. They're coming down. All right, let's check the chat. See if we can help out our friend, the Chaz, with the details that may have been left behind. The Chaz, I'm looking for you. Trifold. Oh, man. I wonder who has it. Pixel 10 Pro Fold has Pixel Snap MagSafe built in. That's true. That's super nice. The Chaz. Wanted to get this plan for my father who works in law enforcement. Would this plan also get around other issues like outages like how Verizon had a week ago? It will not. Okay. I'm not sure 100% what happened with Verizon's outage, but it seemed to be at an element of the network core level where everyone lost service. What's unique about FirstNet, okay, is FirstNet, here's how it works. AT&T has this band called Band 14. And this band is a special band that is dedicated for FirstNet subscribers. And the way it works is if there is no emergency, nothing happened, all AT&T customers get full access to Band 14. So everyone's getting the same network experience. But in the case of an emergency or there's a situation where first responders need network access, all of a sudden, Band 14 becomes exclusive to first responders. Now, what we had with Verizon, what to me seems like a core routing issue or network issue, like it brought the whole network down. If something like that happens, It doesn't matter if you have a dedicated slice of spectrum. If the network core isn't working, it's not working at all, no matter what, for anyone. I think a better approach would be to consider a multi-network plan. So getting a plan on the T-Mobile network, getting a separate plan on the Verizon network, getting a plan on the T-Mobile network, and toggling between those different plans are going to ensure you always have a usable data connection. The downside is your phone number will be different, right? So you'll have one phone number on Verizon, one on T-Mobile, one on AT&T. But the feasibility of doing this is actually not that bad right now, right? You can, for example, stack a couple of different plans. You could grab Tello for T-Mobile coverage, or if you wanted more of a longer-term solution, scoop up Mint Mobile's plan, $15 a month, truly unlimited data on the T-Mobile network. And you could pair this with their friends over at Visible, okay? Visible has their promo going on right now, the Switch 26 one. You could grab Visible Plus, $26 a month, unlimited premium data on the Verizon network, unlimited hotspot at 10 megabits per second. You grab Visible and Mint, and you're looking at what, $31, $41, maybe $45 a month flat after taxes and fees. That is a crazy good deal. And for those of you in the chat, we've also got to shout out US Mobile. US Mobile has something called their multi-network add-on. And this allows you to add a second network on a second eSIM to your phone. So this is really, really cool. It really just offers convenience, I would say. So, man, and these deals are so good. I'm almost like you could sign up on the AT&T network and then grab a multi-network add-on for $750 a month, and you'd still be at, what is that? $1630 plus $750. $23.80 a month, taxes and fees included. $23.80 a month for data on two networks. Now, US Mobile is a little different, right? You're not going to be getting truly unlimited on both networks. You're going to get 100 gigs of shared multi-network data. And that means for your first 100 gigs, you can toggle between whichever networks you sign up for as many times as you like. Once you hit 100 gigs of combined usage or total usage, you will continue getting unlimited data on your primary network, but you won't get any data on your secondary network. And so let's say you're in the Verizon scenario. Well, what's funny is Verizon's network went down, but only for the postpaid subscribers. Something about the prepaid MVNO system stayed totally fine, and US Mobile was unaffected. Like, I was unaffected because I didn't even realize it went down. Like, it just didn't impact us. But if there was a bigger network outage that impacted MVNOs, you could potentially still run into the issue if you've exceeded your data usage there. So yeah, the Chaz, if you want the best, like, what's really nice about FirstNet is getting that extra network slice, right? And the plan itself is really good. Unlimited high speed, unlimited hotspot. It's a good plan. It's a great plan. And I think FirstNet might even offer device discounts as well, which would make it even better. But if the network goes down, having dedicated band 14, it won't really matter. You're going to want to consider a multi-network approach to really ensure rock solid connectivity all the time. So I hope that is helpful. All right, we have some more super chats coming in. Kevin asking how come US Mobile claims Warp didn't experience an outage? Because I don't think it did. My understanding is something about Verizon's core. They have their postpaid network core infrastructure, and they have their sort of MVNO infrastructure. And it seems like something about the postpaid side went down, but for whatever reason, the MVNO side was totally unaffected. And so it wouldn't have just been US Mobile. It would have been, well, I think Mobile X actually might have said they were having issues, but I'm not sure. But a lot of the other Verizon MVNOs, I don't think had problems. Like Visible was totally fine. US Mobile was totally fine. I think Total Wireless was fine. All of the TracFone brands were probably fine. Something about just how the outage happened and what specifically was going on only affected Verizon postpaid. So all the MVNOs, they got out fine for whatever reason. APC man, thank you so much for your generosity and support. On T-Mobile with a new phone each year plan, can I trade in with Apple or do I have to go through T-Mobile since this is better to go through Apple than T-Mobile? That is a great question. I'm not 100% sure, okay? I know Apple typically does offer the, whoa. I was like, what is going on? They're honoring Martin Luther King. Honestly, pretty cool. Apple dedicated their homepage to that. For your question, if we're buying, let's say a 17 Pro, it'll say the carrier deals, T-Mobile and Experience Beyond. Okay. I think you can. Yeah. I'm going to say yes. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. Sometimes the annual plans are not, though. I think like Boost Mobile was one of them where you couldn't do the annual upgrades through Boost. But I think that's just like a Boost thing. I don't think it's a T-Mobile thing. So don't quote me on that. I think yes. If anyone else in the chat knows, let's help APC Man out. I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking yes. Just based on the promos I'm seeing on the website and stuff. But let me know if I'm wrong on that. Yeah, worth noting. So this is back to the multi-network thing on US Mobile. So after 100 gigabytes, Dark Star and Lightspeed go to 1 megabit per second and Warp to 30 megabits per second. That's crazy. Wait, is this after 100 gigs of total usage, or just like the multi-network lines get slowed down, or is this like after 100 gigs the whole plan gets slowed down? It must be the multi-network. Correct me if I'm mistaken, Kevin. Oh, you guys are amazing. All right. Renee Daniel Castaneda 9996. Thank you so much for your generosity and support. I have US Mobile, 1 Warp line, 1 Dark Star. My plan ends in 45 days and renews at the regular price. Best carrier for a 30 to 45 days switch before promotions. Man. All right, so you're on Warp and Dark Star. I think, I'm just trying to think out loud, like what you're looking for. Short term, month to month, great coverage and service. I think the answer is Visible and Tello. Okay. Visible, right? Hooks you up, truly unlimited data on the Verizon network, priority data, month to month, $26 a month. Okay. That's going to be a fantastic value. If you want coverage on another network, I think Tello is going to be the move. $10 a month extra gets you 50 gigs of data on the T-Mobile network. That's going to be a great value. Doesn't require purchasing up front, which is what Mint requires. So for $36, maybe $40 a month flat after taxes and fees, you're getting T-Mobile coverage and you're getting Verizon coverage. And I think that's going to be a really good option for you. So I would consider checking those out. I think those are the plans that get my vote. All right, Jordan, thank you so much for your generosity and support. I have unlimited starter Dark Star as primary and Lightspeed as secondary, but use Lightspeed as primary for data. How does the data work in this case? How much do I get on Lightspeed? Jordan, this is a fantastic question, and it is worth clarifying. Often when I talk about the multi-network add-on, I am referring to US Mobile's unlimited premium plan. And this is where it advertises unlimited priority data, but if you do the multi-network thing, you get 100 gigs of shared data and then only unlimited on your primary network. For unlimited starter, it's different. It turns out you get 75 gigs of multi-network data. And then afterwards, you will continue to get unlimited, but only on Dark Star. And the reason is because Dark Star is the only one with unlimited data. So let me actually pull that up for you. So just be US Mobile, unlimited starter. And we're going to get rid of the annual option. So we just look at the month-to-month stuff. Yeah. So here's the deal. If you sign up and activate your primary line on Lightspeed or Warp, you're actually going to be in the clear on this. So Lightspeed and Warp, you're basically going to get 70 gigs. I think I might have said 75 before. I was mistaken. It'll be 70 gigs of shared multi-network data usage. If you have Lightspeed and Warp, then that'll be it. That's your total data usage. After 70 gigs, you'll continue to get, it looks like 1 megabit per second, but only on your primary network. In your case, Jordan, you signed up with Darkstar as your primary, and Darkstar advertises unlimited high-speed data. So in your case, you're getting 70 gigs of shared multi-network data that you can use either on Darkstar or Lightspeed. So 70 gigs on Lightspeed effectively is the answer to your question. And then after 70 gigs, Lightspeed is going to stop, but I believe you will continue to get unlimited high-speed data on US Mobile Unlimited Starter Darkstar. So that is how that specific setup works. And I know it's a little bit different based on what plan you choose, but that is how that's going to work for you. So thank you very much. All right, let's jump back into the chat. Yeah, keep up the awesome work. Thank you, John Fish. I wish I could lock in at the Darkstar at $16.60 a month price. Hope it's easy to renew in 8 months. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think renewal rates will be at the regular price, but yeah, those deals are just phenomenal. The pricing is so good. I'm currently paying, for those curious, I am on Unlimited Starter Warp, $25 a month for 70 gigs. Honestly, I should switch. Like, I don't need 70 gigs. I barely need 10 gigs. So I should probably look at like Mobile X with their 10 gig plan, or possibly, I wouldn't really save money with Visible, but I'd get some nice features and perks. What else? I mean, those are probably the two. Mobile X is probably going to be even better, honestly, for my 10 gigs. Sorry to send a second question, but I've noticed certain platforms don't allow you to sign up with two-factor with a prepaid number. Do you have any suggestions for a cheap postpaid plan? That seems weird to me. I believe almost any service should allow you to sign up for two-factor with a prepaid number. I don't think I've ever heard of two-factor not working on an MVNO. I know it'll sometimes have issues with Google Voice and Text Now. Any voice over IP numbers, those typically don't work. But if you sign up for a number from an MVNO, I think you should be good. Like, I've had two-factor on Mint, no problems. Two-factor on US Mobile, no problems. Yeah. So just trying to think here. I would say, yeah. And if you have a number that was voice over IP and you switched it to a different platform, then that might still have problems as well. But if you sign up, new number from Tello, new number from Mobile X, you should be good to go. That's what I think. And that's honestly what I recommend. The most affordable option right now, I know someone was just saying that Helium has fallen from good graces. And I kind of agree. It doesn't feel good to be an early adopter of something and to sign up based on a promise and then have that promise not be true all of a sudden. But I think to answer your question, Helium Mobile 0, you have to pay taxes. Let's say it's $2.50 a month. You're going to get 100 minutes and 300 texts. Odds are you're not going to get 300 two-factor authentication codes per month. This is probably one of the most affordable options. We can give Tello a shout out as well. They allow you to customize your plan. So we can do no data and then 100 minutes and free texting. This comes out to $5 a month plus taxes and fees. Maybe it's like $7.50. You could also consider Mobile X. Their website is not good for showing their plans, which is kind of a bummer, but they do have a where did I just zoom in? Oh, we got a pop-up. That's why. They say they have this AI forecaster plan. It's really, I want to show you the like talk and text plans. AI forecasting. No, Siri, stop. Dear God. So sorry about that. It's the personalized access for as little as $3.48 a month. I think like they're going to allow you to configure a really good affordable plan. Get the app. I don't want to get the app. Do I need to like change my plan right now? Here we go. So let's call it a $2 platform fee, and then whatever talk and text package you want, $250. So you're looking at, yeah, basically $450 a month from Mobile X plus taxes and fees. That might get you close to $7. Actually, I can find out right now for you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find out right now. Open up the Mobile X app and crunch the numbers. So Mobile X, let's go in here and figure out exactly what it is. Their taxes went up in my area. Oh, this is a great one. Jordan, thank you so much. Red Pocket yearly on eBay is $30 a year. Let's throw that up here. Red Pocket eBay annual plan. Yeah. Oh. $250 a month. Screaming deal. Screaming deal. Unlimited talk, unlimited text, 200 megabytes. That's perfect. That is perfect. All right. Shop. Nope. Access. Change my access. Boom. Build your own plan. Change access. We're doing it, you guys. We're doing it. Let's toggle this down. No data. I'm going to do, I'll do the 150. Okay. You can see the total here is overexposed. So let's bring this down. The total, $4.48. Change access. And 448. Yeah, new total. $6.60. Nope, I'm saying that wrong. $6.79 is the grand total for the 150 talk and text plan. If you wanted to do the unlimited option, I should put these on the site. Add Mobile X talk text plans. $9.15 for that unlimited talk and text option. That's kind of expensive in my opinion. Right? For $10 flat, you can do unlimited talk, text, and 2 gigs from US Mobile. So yeah, I think, honestly, shout out to you, Jordan. The chat has got it. Red Pocket probably going to be one of the cheapest options out there. Honestly, likely on par with Helium Mobile after taxes and fees. So definitely worth keeping in mind. So I hope that's helpful. Vartan, Stetson, is it true Cricket started locking promo phones to the specific account, not just Cricket in general? Vartan, I candidly have no idea. I have no idea. I Bonnie YouTube. Actually, I Bonnie YT. I don't know. I see YT and I think YouTube. What does Red Pocket use for its network? When you sign up for Red Pocket, by default, they typically put you on the AT&T network. However, Red Pocket does support the Verizon and the T-Mobile networks, and you can switch to those if you wish. The downside is when you switch networks, you have to, you effectively forfeit whatever is remaining in your month, and you purchase a new plan on the new network, and then it starts a new billing cycle. So not as seamless as US Mobile. Muglag YT, what is the best $25 service? Man, this loaded question. I would say kind of it depends. Look, I'll tell you my pick. My pick right now, it's $1 over budget, but it's Visible Plus. Fantastic plan. Unlimited priority data on Verizon's network. You're getting 1080p video streaming. You can add a smartwatch if you want for $10 extra. You get unlimited hotspot at 10 megabits per second. You get great international features and some nice extras as well. This is my pick, all right? Visible Plus. Another great option is going to be Total Wireless with the BYOD promo. Bringing your own device to Total gets you 50% off all of Total Wireless's plans. That means you can get the Total 5G unlimited plan for just $25 a month, taxes and fees included. What do you get with the plan? Great question. Total Wireless, here it is. Total 5G unlimited. Unlimited priority data, 15 gigs of hotspot, 720p video streaming. Watch is not supported, but you can add a tablet line, and you're getting great international features, international texting, international calling, 10 gigs in Canada and Mexico, and 10 gigs in over 30 countries. So, and again, this is $25, so you can bring your own device. Fantastic value, fantastic value. trying to think if there's anything else. Hang on. Let's go here, clear the search. Let's just do features. No, price, $25. Oh, Metro, if you want unlimited. I mean, we got to say that. Yeah, Metro, if you want unlimited high speed on the T-Mobile network. I think we've got to give Mint a shout out with their current promo, $15 a month for unlimited on the T-Mobile network. That's fantastic. US Mobile Unlimited Starter, if you want something with AT&T coverage, $25 for unlimited high-speed data. Yeah, Muglag, this was a loaded question. Loaded question. And then some of the other plans that I feel like I've already covered. So, yeah. That's what I would say. That's what I would say. I hope that's helpful. Jeez. Best T-Mobile postpaid plan for 11 lines and promotions. 73 Anisher? That's a fantastic question. I think it comes down to what features you need, how frequently each line is upgrading devices, and all of that good stuff. Bottom line is often the lower cost per line ends up being the better value. If I'm in your shoes, I don't like the T-Mobile Essentials plan, but it might end up being the cheapest. The Experience More plan is likely going to be the best overall value. So, right, you've got Experience Essentials, 4 lines. Yeah, Essentials, 4 lines. I guess they don't have the 4-line offer. 11 lines. What? Pick a plan. 3 lines. Oh my God, are they not even showing 1 and 2 lines anymore? That is diabolical. Wow. See more plans. They hid Experience More and are just showing Beyond and better value. Wild. Wild. It's funny that Experience More is flagged as the most popular option. You see that? Most popular plan, and yet hidden by default. Anyway, I do think Experience More is pretty good. Device upgrades every 2 years, typically around $830 of trade-in credit. Generally a good value, especially with all of the included perks. However, if you're able to get a better cost per line with Essentials, like it might be worth sticking with that. Better value is genuinely a good plan. It does have some really nice features and perks. And so that could be worth looking into as well. However, all of these new plans have taxes and fees being extra. And with 11 lines, that could really add up. So if you have a plan that's tax inclusive, I would hold on to that. Also, guys, it looks like DoorDash pulled through. Tommy has his miso soup. Tommy, I'm so happy for you. I hope this soup is delicious. I hope that was the right call. To me, it was the right call. So I hope you feel better. I hope that helps. Essentials are never worth it. Oh, you're right, but sometimes the price is just so good. Stetson, what do you recommend for spam calls? Ever since we switched to US Mobile, we get a lot of spam calls. US Mobile has the spam caller ID, but that doesn't block any calls. It just warns you. That is a great question. I think my approach to getting spam calls has just been to silence my phone and not answer them. No, on a serious note, I think iOS and Android now have a setting to silence unknown callers. Can be helpful a lot of the time. Sometimes is not helpful because I don't know, like a situation for me, like you're moving into a new spot or location, you're expecting a call from, I don't know, a landlord or a leasing company, someone whose number you don't have saved in your contacts, and that could potentially get blocked as well. But a lot of phones have settings for this. Let's see. Incoming calls. Yeah, here we go. Screen unknown caller. So that's an option to ask the caller like the reason for calling. So that middle one could be a good option. Silence will just mute it and you might not even notice it. And then call filtering. If you see that option in your phone settings, try and turn that on as well, the spam one. And then you can see the option right there for the unknown callers. So kind of up to you for trying to filter that and get that configured. I have heard of an app called Umail that one of my friends used for a bit. I think this might actually be a decent solution for blocking phone numbers or unwanted calls and spam and stuff. It is paid, so you do have to pay for it. They've got a free tier, a plus tier, and an essentials tier. Could be worth giving this a try as well. And I hope that is helpful, Diego. I hope that is helpful. Which network do you think has the best or has the most features on US Mobile? I don't like that they still cap video resolution on Warp, even with data waster on. Yeah, that is a great question. I'm tempted, I think on US Mobile, Lightspeed has the best international features. Most countries, best international roaming. Darkstar basically has the best data. It's unlimited premium data or just unlimited high-speed data and some of the most hotspot data available. So that can be really, really nice. And then Warp supports the Apple Watch or other smartwatches. And that can be really nice if you're an Apple Watch user or a smartwatch user and you want cellular on your watch. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, I think my answer is I ended up on the Warp network, so I really liked that combination of features and coverage in my area. If I traveled abroad a lot, I'd probably lean more towards Lightspeed. And if I needed more hotspot data or more premium data, I'd probably lean towards Darkstar. But yeah, that's kind of my take. It so depends. I think Warp was the best overall for me. All right, Stetson, coming back from the last stream, T-Mobile's new plan does have the discounted watch and tablet line like Experience Beyond. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. I'm noting that right now. With discounted watch and tablet. Boom. Why do you have 11 lines? What's funny is I think I have like 30 lines right now. It's ridiculous. I need help. No, I just need fewer lines. Bartan. Hey, Stetson, have you heard of Computers for People hotspot plan for $14.89 unlimited T-Mobile 5G? You can just accept the terms of service for need. They don't check if you qualify. I have not heard of this. That sounds insane. Big Tank 82. What, you have the trifold? How did you get it? What do you think? Tommy's asking the same thing. How did you get it? Did you import it? Should I import it? I don't think I don't have the resources for that right now. But that sounds so good. That sounds so good. All right, we're looking this up right now, Vartan. All right, it's a nonprofit organization. Computers for People. Okay. Donate computers. Full digital access? Programs. Apply for computer. Affordable internet. Here we go. Shield. How it works. Buy device, subscribe, set up. Yeah. This honestly looks very interesting. It reminds me, there's another company called Mission Telecom, and they are doing, I like how it just says home new. They might have redone their website. They basically have a crazy deal with T-Mobile to be able to offer data plans to nonprofits. I don't know the full story, but it might be possible that either Computers for People. Oh my God, look, powered by Mission Telecom. Yeah, 100%. No, this is legit. This is legit. I know the guys at Mission Telecom, super nice, super cool. The short story is they got a deal that is too good to be true. Like in a contract where they are able to offer crazy affordable data only plans and I think voice lines on the T-Mobile network. So all I can say is these plans are legit. You'll see them from Computers for People and likely a lot of other nonprofits. The only stipulation I think for Mission Telecom is they do have to sell to nonprofits. They sell a lot to schools and libraries and things such as that. And it might be possible that your library could have a hotspot that you could check out, for example. But yeah, this honestly seems sweet. Shield 5G home internet, $175 a device plus $15 a month. That is wild. So internet only. That's so cool. That's so cool. I appreciate it, Vartan. I'm definitely checking these guys out. I'm definitely checking them out. What else we have here? Don't abuse the nonprofit. The plans will not get canceled. They will not get canceled. What's a good carrier to use for backup in case Verizon goes down again? Well, anything that's going to be on AT&T or T-Mobile is what you're going to look at. I would say if you need a low data option, Tello can be great. Mint can be great with their annual promo. I'm saying this is if you can see it. Mint can be great. Tello can be great. Mobile X actually on Verizon them. US Mobile has some affordable plans, right? Like you could grab a 2 gig $10 plan from US Mobile and throw that on AT&T. So that's another great option as well. OGX Jason, what do you think about Pronto Mobile? I'm currently testing it. I think the promise is really cool, right? The 3 networks on one device. I feel like the issue I've had, and something I've noticed actually through the Coverage Map app. So Pronto Mobile, I think they're still in their like early trial phase. The idea is one SIM card. It'll work on AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. Automatic network switching, so it'll switch when your service gets poor to a network that has better coverage in your area. What I observed from the new Coverage Map app, like one of the things we added was roaming details, right? So you can see if the phone is roaming or not. I almost wish I had the Pixel phone here and I could show you. What I see on my device is that the network is T-Mobile. It says like T-Mobile Flow Live. It is running on O2, which is a European carrier. And then it is routing through, I can't remember. It's like also going through something more unusual. Let me see if I can pull that up. But it was just really cool to see. Like fascinating to uncover the mystery of what was going on there. And I'm sure there's so much I have no idea about, but a very cool concept nonetheless. Okay. Yeah, here we go. This is it. Let me throw this here. Yeah. So this was the Pronto Mobile SIM using our new Coverage Map information panel, right? So you can see the carrier is Flow Live. The network is O2 based out of the UK. Roaming on the T-Mobile network. IP transit is going through Cogent. So very interesting to see. And I think the IP transit changes based on the roaming network. And so if it was roaming on AT&T, it'd be a different IP transit. If it was roaming on Verizon, I think it would also be different. But really, really interesting to see that. Very cool concept. I personally have had issues with latency. I feel like the latency on Pronto is a little bit higher than I would like, and the speeds are a little bit slower as well. But still very cool. Yeah. They also need local routing to lower latency. Yes. And you can see like that is an issue, and hopefully something they can improve. But it has been cool to test out. All right, you guys are amazing. It turns out I do have to get going here. We don't have this feature available on iOS because iPhone does not include access to this data, unfortunately. So it'll be Android only when it launches. All right, it turns out I have to get going here, but you guys are all fantastic. I appreciate you, all 240 of you, for tuning in, checking out the live stream. If you would consider doing me 2 favors, number 1, hitting the like button below this stream if you enjoyed it, and number 2, please consider downloading the free Coverage Map application. I think you're really going to like it. It's completely free for iPhone and Android users get excited for the cellular information sheet coming soon. But yeah, you can download this. I'll throw the links in the chat right now. Copy link address. paste that in there, and we'll do one for you Android folks. But I think really, really cool. Tommy, I appreciate you. 5 likes on the stream. Pathetic. All 228 of you here. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you next Monday for another incredible stream. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.